I am Susie from Start a Mom Blog.
And I'm John from IncomeMesh.com.
And we are currently live on 2 channels, both on my Facebook page and
on my YouTube channel here. Hey guys.
Hey. So excited to share with you guys today what we've learned. And
we just came back from the first day of the Traffic and Conversion Summit in 2019. It's the biggest digital marketing summit of North America. It's a huge event.
And there's 6,000 people here. So it's crowded. There's a lot of things going on. We learned so much today, and we're going to give them.
We're going to give you our 4 biggest takeaways that we learned from the likes of Richard Branson, Ryan Deiss of Digital Marketer, and a ton of amazing digital marketers. And by the end of the video,
you guys will have learned from these amazing people. Did you say that we're going to give 4 tips? Sorry, I was thinking like we can't see the comments. And I'm like, so we cannot see your comments. If you can't hear us or anything's going wrong, give us like lots of emojis so we know. If everything's good, give us emojis.
There he goes. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Hearts or likes, let us know that sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So why are we here, John?
So, as some of you know our story, Susie started blogging after we gave birth to our first daughter, and I was in corporate America up until the end of last year. Because of the success of Start a Mom Blog, I was able to leave my corporate job and go full force into digital marketing, together. And we hope to become kind of a nice little power couple where we both love this stuff. We love the data, we love helping people, we love teaching, we don't mind being on camera like this. And this is one of the only events that you need to go to if you're serious about digital marketing to kind of keep up with the times, see the latest and greatest tips from these amazing entrepreneurs.
It's huge. Like the first talk we went to this morning was he just like dropped a bomb. And it's like, oh man. Because I came to this conference last year and they were talking about Facebook ads and funnels and all those great things about like your marketing stack. And then this morning he just kind of blew that all out of the water. So.
Yeah, he basically said, funnels are not dead, but they're not the only part of the discussion. And I know not everybody here is into the funnels or even aware of what they are, but it's kind of the big catchphrase that you hear, and the game is changing on us every single day. Right. So what's the biggest takeaway you took away, the first one you took? From
that first talk, the biggest takeaway was doing things that aren't scalable. Things that, like, you can't really measure it. There's no strategy, there's a strategy behind it. It's to help your clients and help your readers and help your customers. And that's honestly why I'm doing these lives every week. There's no way for me to really track if they're helping, but I know they're helping you. Like, I know that's my way of coming online, showing you guys that I'm real, and then doing these lives. So that was kind of like a little check mark that, yes, I'm not just going to like focus on funnels. It's really about serving you guys and seeing how much I can give you.
And for me, being an engineer and recently out of corporate America, I'm so used to everything being measurable, everything being trackable. And to hear from the biggest names in digital marketing, that's not where your focus should be. Your focus is on just, if it feels like it's the right thing to do, then do it, even if you can't fully track the ROI of every activity. So that was a big, kind of a sting, because I was so hopeful of getting everything perfectly traceable, but at the end of the day, help people the way you can.
Right. And that's probably why you've taken on clients, not at the rate that you should. And I've taken on coaching students for free just because of, like, I want to see them succeed. I want to see them actually like get to that $1,000, $2,000 a month working from home as a mom. So it's really like nice to hear that we're okay.
Awesome.
One more thing.
Yeah.
There's actually a free book that he recommended that we can get, and I'll drop the link in the comments. It's about doing things and techniques and strategies that don't scale, that will help your business grow and help your blog grow. But it's not crazy things that you have to pay lots of money for. So I'm going to drop the link to the free book in the comments below when we're done.
Yep, and I'll do the same thing for our comments here, guys. So my first big takeaway, I love this simplicity of what this message was. So the idea was around kind of like the funnels, but they call it the customer journey. From all the way from people being aware of you, all the way to you making the big bucks on whatever high ticket offer you want to eventually make to your folks. And so the way that they described it was there's 4 key steps, making your people aware of you, that you even exist, making them engage with you and subscribe to your channel and to be able to accept marketing messages from you. Then eventually getting to where you're converting them into buyers, and finally where you go all the way up the value chain of selling more and more, high value, high ticket items. And along each step, and I knew that before, like that's pretty 101 stuff. There's stages to getting people to learn from you and purchase from you. But what I didn't really put together was having a product and a distribution channel at every step of that process. So if you're going from just getting people aware of you, that could be something as easy as a Facebook post or an Instagram post or a blog post, and that's the actual product of how you're getting out your message out to the world. But then as you go through, I'll share with you guys an opt-in of some examples of each one of these, but going every step of the path, actually having that strategy. What is the product I'm offering at the subscription stage? Is it a checklist? Is it a freebie? And then how am I going to get them to be aware of that? Is it YouTube? Is it blog post? It really helped make a good framework to understand if you have any holes in your marketing strategy,
right,
how you can plug those and how you can find those.
Right. Because I see a lot of people, they might just start off and they have a product, but they didn't start with the first couple steps of building that audience and that awareness. Yeah. And then building what's the next one after it?
Engagement and subscription.
Engagement and subscription, getting on your list, and then getting them the first offer and then the bigger offer.
Yeah. You may start, making a $7 product, but you don't have a subscriber base yet.
Yeah.
Or you may start making a $1,000 product and haven't gotten them to really be aware of you. So it's how do you know all those different steps in your process, and how do you get them from step to step?
Yeah.
Really good takeaway.
Yeah, it's cool to kind of see the whole picture.
How about you?
Another cool takeaway, something that you can apply right now, and I saw another big blogger do this. It's actually Brian Dean from Backlingo.com, and I saw how he was structuring his blog post, and I'm like, that's cool, really nice. I like that. So the way he introduces his blog post, and this is what they recommended too in this talk, was not having like this big C paragraph like introduction, but like actually having 2 sentences. That's your introduction to your blog post, and then going through the rest of it. But having a really quick intro of 2 sentences to get somebody to start reading it, and then they'll continue reading it, but not having those long sea of paragraphs to kind of stuff them with keywords and have them rank on SEO and Google, but having a shorter intro. That was kind of cool. I'm gonna start trying to do that.
Yeah, and I also like that they made a focus not on keywords, but on customer experience and reader experience when they're on the blog post. So doing things like adding a table of contents, or making it very skimmable, very easy to read. They want Google to be happy, and Google is happy when the content is very digestible, when people stay on your website longer. So making your content easy to digest was the biggest priority.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some of my blog posts where it's just too much text, and I don't even know if I would go through and read them. So it's definitely some cleanup that I can do as well.
It's kind of funny. We were on the plane on the way over here across country,
yeah,
and we both had our laptops out and we were working. And every now and then, it was almost like a competition. We'd check the word count and be like, what are you at? Oh, you're at 2,000? I'm at 2,500. But now we need to go through with the new knowledge here and make sure we make that as readable and as skimmable and as value-driven as possible.
Right. Are you answering the question? Oh, you had a good tip. When we were going up the escalators,
I have a lot of good tips. I don't know exactly the good tip you're talking about right now.
Where you actually like answered the question, yeah.
Yeah, so I know what you're talking about that. So the snippet, so they have, the search results 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Google page, right? Yeah. But there's actually one above that, which can, without even going into the article, they call it position 0, and it's the snippet. And I can't remember exactly where the origin was of this tip, but it's a very good one. If you're writing a blog post that answers a specific question, go ahead and put that answer to that question at the very beginning, kind of in the intro of your blog post, and you're going to learn the answer. The short answer is this, but then you go into the full lengthy, in-depth answer when they want to learn more.
Yeah.
What that does is it tells Google right off the bat, this is the answer, and it promotes that as being the snippet. It doesn't work every time, obviously, but if you have the right keyword and you give them a good, succinct answer and the rest of your blog post keeps them engaged, you have a better likelihood of getting that front, the most coveted spot on the search result page.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah, me too.
That's a good one.
I think it's my tip.
Yeah, it's your tip. Definitely.
So I'm a big fan of Ryan Levesque. If you haven't seen him, you can go to the Ask Method or just Google the Ask Method, and he's all about it. And at a very high level, it's all about segmenting your audience to know who your beginners are from your advanced people, and knowing who your men are to your women and all that within your audience, because then you can speak to them where they're at and have a better engagement level from that. And so he gave a talk here. I had no idea he was even going to be here. I was so happy to see he was on the docket, and so I'm a bit of a fanboy of his. And so he's all about quizzes to help understand his audience better. And in his talk, he mentioned one psychological trigger, which is really helpful. And it might be basic, but it's really good how you can crystallize it. And it's basically the concept that the fear of loss is more emotionally driving and it drives more engagement and action than the promise of gain. And he gave a funny little story about...
It's a good story.
It's a good story. Where if you're sleeping in the middle of the night and you hear bang, bang, bang on your front door, and you go to the front door, and it's your neighbor, and they say, hey, I just have to let you know, there's a sale down the street, just get in your car, drive down the street, they'll give you a free set of 4 tires for your car. And yeah, maybe your tires need replacing, but you're not going to be very happy with that guy for barging in and offering, telling you that, interrupting your day. But on the other hand, if the same situation happens, bang, 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 your neighbor's at the door, and you're saying, hey, just wanted to let you know, there are 4 guys in your front driveway, and they're jacking up your car to steal your tires off your truck, you might want to be aware of that and go take care of it. You'd be like, oh, thank you so much, let me get my gun and go take care of the situation, right? So, but what's different in those 2 scenarios, right, is both 4 tires is the transactional, value of that conversation. But the promise of 4 free tires is much less convincing than the value of losing your 4 tires. So how you can act on that is if you have an opt-in, whether it's a quiz or if it's just a checklist or cheat sheet, if you can focus on what they could avoid losing by taking the cheat sheet or opting into that item, it might drive more engagement than just saying, hey, you'll get more traffic. It could be, hey, you could be missing out on sales if you don't do these 3 things.
Yeah.
Or what type of person are you? Take this quiz to find out what you're missing out on in your business. So I thought that was a very valuable tip.
I like that. And another way that you can package it is a lot of people write mistake blogs or blog posts, like the 5 mistakes you're making as a new mom, or the 5 mistakes you don't even know you're doing. So that mistake word is kind of like that lost word, like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, I'm wasting my time, how can I prevent from doing that? So that was a good one.
Yeah.
Brian's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. So Susie, in general, how was your takeaway from day one? Anything you didn't like?
Golly, man. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions so we can answer them afterwards. Just kind of what's going on with you guys. But my takeaway from the first day, man, it's busy. It's really busy. 6,000 people. Like, you have to show up for the talks early to get in. This last talk, we didn't even say who it was.
Oh yeah, a little known guy, Richard Branson, one of the wealthiest people in the world.
Sir Richard Branson.
Sir Richard Branson, yes, the founder CEO of the Virgin Empire
Yes.
that he has built. It's incredible. He has some amazing value bombs.
Wow. Yeah.
What'd you take away from his talk?
Man, he's just the one thing, it was really big, and I want to tell you about this. In the intro video, he said, he's this amazing entrepreneur. He's built all this stuff. But he said his mindset, he was just overly optimistic. Yeah. He was so optimistic, always seeing what could be done, seeing the potential of helping all these people. So I know as entrepreneurs and as mommy bloggers and as we're starting a new way that we hopefully will become profitable, your mindset is so valuable. There's so many times you're gonna run into somebody where you see there's somebody ahead of you, or gosh, I can't do this, I'm busy, or how am I going to do this? But keeping that positive mindset is so valuable. And you can just see it. If Richard Branson's on a video, he's just always smiling. Yeah. He's just a happy guy.
Yeah, and in his talk, he mentioned 77 different ways he almost died. Yeah. He had near-death experiences throughout his life because he took risks. Yeah. And sometimes I get myself down. If an opt-in form doesn't work quite right, if I have a technical issue on my website, I'll get all down in the dumps. And that positivity will bring you out of those down areas so quickly and put things in perspective for you.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I loved from his talk was towards the end of it, he mentioned about, at this point he's trying to solve the world's biggest problems. He's trying to solve transportation in India. He's trying to solve space exploration and everything. He's just doing amazing things. Yeah. And he says that it starts wherever you're at. So if you're just on your own, take care of yourself first, then take care of your family, take care of your community, and just as your influence grows, be able to help more people. And so whatever business you're trying to build, whether it's an agency or it's a blog or it's anything, always think about who can you help with it. What immediate problems can you solve with your business, but also what good can you solve in the world. Obviously, we don't have the money to solve world hunger either, but if we all pitch in, it's a really positive message that we as a community, one thing he said was, if all the businesses in the world had that mentality, they could solve any problem the world faced if everyone went in with that kind of altruistic goal. Yeah. So it was an awesome talk.
It was good. And you can think of all the companies that he started, he started them to solve a problem. Initially, he started Virgin Airlines because he didn't like the airline service, and there wasn't an airline. So he went out and he made the company that was better. And now he's working on some kind of tunnel that moves people really fast from one location to the other. So he's trying to connect to airports so that people don't have to travel through traffic and whatnot. So he sees a problem and then he creates the company, the solution. The same way in a tiny, much smaller scale, we can see a problem and we can write a blog post to help that person solve that issue.
And what's cool about that is it may not be the most profitable idea in the moment, but if you have the passion for solving the problem, you can oftentimes build the business around that and find ways to profit from it. Whereas if you're going in for something because you see an opportunity, you see a monetary gain opportunity, but you're not passionate about it, you either are going to burn out or you're going to become kind of sleazy and taint your brand. And that was a big thing that he touched on, was your reputation. You never want to do anything, whether it's online or in your community, where the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Or you don't want to hear your name in the news.
Yeah.
So that was like a wake-up call, I think, for anybody. Like, don't do anything that's like a get-rich-quick scheme. If you want to be an affiliate, that's absolutely okay. Make sure you believe in the product you're promoting. Just do things that you can fully stand up with your integrity and be like, I'm proud that I did that. Because at the end of the day, our brand is what's most important with our families. And you never want to be ashamed of the actions you do online.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to get like preachy, but like that really spoke to me, because sometimes you can see people, doing things that you're like, oh, I know why they're doing that. They're doing it for the money. But if it's a good product, it's a good thing. It's a win-win.
Right. So who did we meet today?
Oh, so my channel will appreciate this. We met one of my good friends, and I'm kind of a fanboy of his, Adam Praiser. He is the head of WP Crafter, the founder of that YouTube channel, and he has, I think he's almost up to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. He's a bit of a celebrity in the geeky WordPress space, and I followed his stuff for a good while, and he was a good motivator for me to start my YouTube channel as well. And awesome guy, very down to earth. He also recently launched his own SaaS, his own software as a service platform called CartFlows.
Is your thing in the bag?
It's in the bag.
I'm going to get it for you.
You get it for me? All right. So he launched CartFlows, and he told me the origin story about it. He's kind of shared the ups and downs. It's a really, really great story. And he gave us some swag, so I'll show this off here for all the other folks. Woo, 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 CartFlows. So again, doing things you can be proud of, right? So I am an affiliate for CartFlows, but I do it because I love the product and I like the guy who's behind it, and I believe what they're doing is right. So, I mean,
we didn't get a picture of him.
Tomorrow. We'll see him again.
Okay.
We'll see him again. But it was a great conference. It was a great day. Learned a lot, and really the big takeaway is all these people are just people. And meeting Adam, I feel silly to admit this. I was a little bit nervous, right? Like he's been doing this for years. He's established. He's doing quite well. And who am I to go and talk to somebody who's that far ahead of us? But everybody is just another person to have a conversation with, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it. So don't be intimidated if you're new at anything online or anything. Just take it and be confident and be positive.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Gosh, how do I get like a little closer so I don't like... How do I go through... Sorry guys, this is like us in your face.
A little awkward here.
Yeah. Okay. Hi Alexia. Hi Sherry. John looks like he's doing this forever. You're awesome. Sorry, we're like in your face now. This is like FaceTime video.
Examine our pores.
Hey, my pores look great. Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's see. Hi Joyce. Yeah, mindset is so important. That's what I struggle with mostly. Like, we know the strategies we need to do. We know we need to do, like, write an amazing blog post, promote it on Pinterest, serve your readers, grow your email list. But it's a mindset where you're like, how do I do this when I'm not motivated or I don't feel good enough? And a tip that Abby gave from the live that I did last week was, she said, you can't wait for the motivation to strike. You can't wait to feel inspired. You have to have those little triggers, little tiny habits, where the example she used was like, when you have your morning coffee, just write one sentence of your blog post. And then that will normally like get you into the habit. But just have the one habit of writing one sentence and creating that little trigger.
Yeah, because it always leads to the next thing, and the next thing. Yeah, stay in motion. That was awesome. The other thing you were saying that kind of triggered this thought was, in the opening conversation, he mentioned that the ultimate goal is not how much money did you make that day, or how many leads did you get, or how many subscribers and whatnot. It was how many successful customers did you make.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have a product yet, doesn't mean that you can't also think of it from this way, but how many results are you actually providing from what you're doing? If it's just a blog post, how many successful, like, it's hard to track this, but yeah, comments, or how many people are thanking you for what you're doing. Be helpful, because it's not just about the money. And so if you do have products, if people are buying them but they're not giving you any feedback, or you don't see that success, switch it up. Maybe see if you can help them and reach out in person, see how can I help, what are you struggling with, and improve over time because it's iterative, and that's what it's all about.
Right. And that's why the digital world is changing all the time.
Yeah.
So John and I, now he comes with me, we try to go to conferences so we can learn about the new techniques and teach it to you guys so that we can keep our courses updated and our ebooks and everything so that we know that what we're teaching is helpful to you guys.
Absolutely.
Golly, that was a good day one. It was really busy.
We're tired.
Yeah, San Diego is beautiful.
Yeah, weather's amazing here, and we live in Florida, so we have good weather as well. But coming here, this is paradise. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're going to go have some dinner because we have been in conferences and zipping around all day long. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll do this again, maybe not same time, but we'll do it again definitely tomorrow night and give you guys a great recap of the day.
All right.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome night.
Take care.